Next on ABC-7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend, the second round of open enrollment for Obamacare begins today. Will a major technical problem slow down the process yet again? Also, a new government tactic to improve response times at the border. Why the added layer of security isn't sitting well with some. And the growing need for resources. Healthcare officials in Las Cruces say there's a lack of resources available for homeless people with mental illnesses. Why they say it's desperately needed. And the storm track weather, Dan.
Our next system will bring the possibility for some snow showers across the higher elevations, but for us, it will also bring us cooler temperatures. I'll explain coming up.
It's all the news you need to start your Saturday, November 15th. ABC-7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. I'm Josie Ortegon. New this morning, 2 people are in the hospital after a one-vehicle collision in northeast El Paso. Now take a look. This is a view from our TxDOT traffic cams. This happened just after 4 o'clock this morning on US 54 near Diana. And again, this is video of the incident, and you can see crews were out there directing traffic and responding to that incident. We did confirm 2 people were taken to University Medical Center, and at this time it's unclear how severe the injuries were. The area has since been reopened. It was closed earlier today. Again, that area has been reopened to traffic on US 54. We'll be sure to update you on the injuries of those involved and any details about traffic as soon as it becomes available. Stay with us both on air and online for the very latest. And moving on to storm track weather now, let's get a look at your first forecast with storm tracker Dan Martinez. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, and it's still a little cool outside this morning, but nothing like what we saw this past Thursday. That's the good news. Let's talk about the current conditions that we have right now. El Paso, we've warmed up nicely to about 60 degrees right now. West-southwest winds at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is at 51%. Las Cruces, 51 degrees for us. Those west-southwest winds at 11 miles per hour and mostly clear skies as of right now. You can expect a warm and windy day today. We are tracking our next disturbance tonight that will move in tomorrow as well. That will also be increasing our winds for the day tomorrow, and our temperatures will be cooling down. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about coming up in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's send things back over to you, Josie.
Okay, thanks, Dan. And new this morning, Las Cruces police need your help in finding the man who they say broke into an art gallery and stole $10,000 worth of jewelry. Now take a look. Police say the man on your screen here broke into the M. Phillips Fine Art Gallery on Main Street early November 6th. They say he somehow got access to a display cabinet and stole the jewelry. Police say he's a Hispanic man with dark hair and was wearing a white shirt, dark colored pants, and had a bandana covering his face. Crime Stoppers of Las Cruces is offering a $1,000 reward for any information. If you have any information, please call Crime Stoppers. Their number is 1-800-222-TIPS. Meanwhile, El Paso police are asking for your help in finding 2 men who they say stole more than $14,000 worth of items from a motorcycle dealership, including motorcycles, quad ATVs, and a flatbed trailer. Now, this happened on Saturday, October 11th. Police say the men you see here on your screen cut the lock to a side gate at the Viva Power Sports located at 1045 Magruder. They say that night the men stole 2 motorcycles. The following night, police say the men returned and took 2 more motorcycles, 2 quad ATVs, and a flatbed trailer. Both men are described as Hispanic males, and one of the suspects appears to have a mustache and short hair. Anyone with information on the identity of these 2 is asked to call Crime Stoppers of El Paso. Their number is 566-8477. And don't forget, the second round of open enrollment for Obamacare begins today. That means millions of people will be on healthcare.gov to choose their health insurance coverage plans for 2015. The federal exchange and many of the state exchanges were plagued with major technical problems when open enrollment first began. The Obama administration promises the site will work this year. Officials are even double and triple checking it to make sure it's functioning. Consumers say some changes with plans and premiums. A study by PricewaterhouseCoopers suggests premiums will be up by more than 5%. And the Obama administration says people will have more choices this year. 63 more insurers are offering plans across 44 states, and officials say that could give people lower cost options. And
All they need to do is take a look at the plan and then sign off on it, say they want it for a second year. So that's all they have to do. If they're okay with exactly the way it's set up. Now, if they want to make changes, if they want to add someone else in their family, for example, or perhaps they want to change the deductible portion of it, or maybe reduce the the total out-of-pocket expense that they're going to incur, they can do all that during this open enrollment period.
All right, and that was Roy Ortega with Project Amistad. Project Amistad is organizing an enrollment fair today at Centro San Vicente in El Paso's Lower Valley. The clinic is at 8061 Alameda, and the fair will run all day long. And again, this isn't just for people who wish to enroll for the first time. It's also for those who signed up last year. Remember, you have to re-enroll every year, and as you heard earlier with Roy Ortega with Project Amistad, they are offering that fair for anyone who has any questions. So if you do have any plans or you don't have any plans, be sure to check that out today. And moving on, it's described as a school for the poor, among the poor. Raúl Isidro Burgos College in rural Mexico is a boys-only live-in facility. It's at the center of international outrage, with 43 of its students missing and presumed murdered by a drug cartel. Two survivors of the attack gives a behind-the-scenes look at their campus. Rafael Romo has the story.
It's described as a college for the poor among the poor. Raúl Isidro Burgos, a rural teacher school in southern Mexico. Francisco Sánchez Nava is a 19-year-old sophomore at the boys-only live-in school.
Aquí entramos solamente hijos de campesinos.
We are all sons of peasants, poor people who truly have to come here because we have no other option, Sanchez says. The school has suspended all classes and activities. 43 of its students have been missing since late September, reportedly kidnapped by corrupt police officers who handed them over to a criminal gang. Authorities say the students are dead. At a rally, a student breaks down in tears.
No podían estar con ellos.
They may not be able to be with their little brothers and sisters for Christmas, he says. The fact that 43 of them are missing is especially difficult because the students see themselves as a brotherhood. They produce some of the food they eat.
Aquí en esta tierra es donde nosotros cultivamos.
We work these lands for corn and beans, Sanchez says. We also grow flowers we sell to make some extra money. Students say they get a daily stipend of 50 Mexican pesos, about $4. They raise pigs and chickens and grow their own crops, they say, to make ends meet. Throughout the college, students talk about what they perceive as government oppression. I asked sophomore Neri de la Cruz in his dorm if Che Guevara is his hero.
¿Es tu héroe, Che Guevara?
Es un ejemplo a seguir para nosotros.
He's a role model, he says. It's not unusual to hear slogans from 1960s revolutionary Che Guevara.
Hasta la victoria siempre.
Ever onward to victory. In the school's courtyard, there's a memorial for 2 students who died in a clash with police in 2011. And now the disappearance of 43 classmates all at once has reopened old wounds, they say, and deepened their distrust of authority. Rafael Romo, CNN, Ayotzinapa, Mexico.
And here in the borderland, we learned after speaking to health advocates in Las Cruces that nearly half of the homeless population at Tent City suffers from mental health issues, and there's a lack of resources to help those in need. Now, Tent City is an outside homeless shelter in Las Cruces. Among the most severe mental health illnesses affecting them is bipolar disease, schizophrenia, depression, and substance abuse. La Frontera, a behavioral health center, is trying to help with its mobile crisis unit. Its staff evaluates and refers homeless people to a psychiatrist. The problem is it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 months to get an appointment, and not just there, but at other mental health facilities in town. They're all at capacity.
Anxiety, OCD, and some other tendencies, issues, suicidal.
If they go into a psychotic break, it's usually homicidal or suicidal, or they act out and then somebody doesn't like their actions, and so it causes conflict, and things can happen.
Officials say they plan to bring in an on-campus psychiatrist in the future to help the mentally ill. Still ahead on ABC-7's Good Morning El Paso weekend, it's starting to look like winter in many parts across the country. We'll show you coming up. Also, an added layer of security may help Border Patrol agents across the Mexican border. We'll have those details after the break. Time now is 8:10. Let's take a live look outside. We're taking a look at US 54 in Trans Mountain. This is near the area where we did have that one vehicle collision earlier today. Again, that portion is reopened. Traffic is flowing in that area. And moving on to storm track weather now with Dan Martinez. Dan, good morning.
Good morning. It's cold this morning, but not like what we've seen in the past. We're going to warm up pretty nicely today, but we'll see another cool down in our forecast. I'll detail what that means for your plans ahead in storm track weather.
Thanks, Dan. You're watching ABC7, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC-7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend with Josie Ortegon and Storm Track Weather with Dan Martinez.